Inquiry to the Individual Learner by Danielle Estrada. Teaching Children's Literature. In my field experience, we read a book about important people in history and how what they say can impact all types of people. I had my inquiry student pick a famous quote and fill in the handout I created. The ability to analyze text from a piece of literature and make a cultural connection was assessed. Within the handout, he answered what this message means to him, why the quote is so important, and think of an example when someone lived this quote through their own actions and what happened, as well as how you can apply this message to your own life, being specific in your example. For learning and developing in school context, which is our educational psychology class, we learned about motivation and rewards in the classroom. There are extrinsic rewards in which students work for an external reward. There are also internal rewards, which has to do with motivation within the student. Once the inquiry student finished a page in his workbook, he received mini marshmallows as an external reward. For my emergent literacy class, I used impromptu letter pockets so that my inquiry student could help an English language learner in spelling basic words. She is a monolingual in her native language, Spanish, and since my inquiry student is bilingual, his skills in both languages, English and Spanish, can be utilized to help her learn English. Using letter pockets designated for the number of letters in each word can help them to grasp the simple words needed to spell in everyday life. Here, I provided the A and the T as the ending sounds and letters of the word cat. It was up to my inquiry student to help the other student figure out which letter best fit to make the word cat between a C, an M, and an H. For TESOL 1, or our ESOL, English Language as a Second Language class, the English-Spanish dictionaries were recently delivered to our classrooms. There is a list of words that the students need to be familiar with before standardized testing begins. I sat with my inquiry student, along with a list of the words that should be known before standardized testing begins, and helped him to navigate the new dictionaries considering they have not been previously presented to the students when testing and other activities have come about. For our Creating and Differentiating Learning Environments class, we talk a lot about classroom management and how to best cope with your students within the classroom. There are many different methods that we have discussed in this course when it comes to effective transitions in the classroom. My CT took an approach that is not very common, student-led transitions. My inquiry student was the one chosen to be the leader of the transition to lunch on the drums that were provided by the school. He drums 10 beats, and by the end of 10 beats, the students should be lined up and ready to go to lunch. Within our Childhood Education Intern Level 1 class, also known as Seminar, there are many ways that relationships can be made with students, which is made apparently clear within this course. Many students hold a strong bond with their families, so as soon as you ask about their families, they know that you genuinely care about them and their well-being. Knowing about a student's home life can also provide a lot of insight on the hows and whys of their behavior and academic drive. Here, I asked my inquiry student to draw a picture of his family so that I had a better understanding of his motivations to become a better learner and student within my classroom.